Most of us in our lifetime have never been around a truly evil person. I would imagine that police officers, lawyers, some soldiers, have been around evil people. And it's not easy to spot. A lot of, truly, absolutely evil people will smile in your face and be the guy next door, the lady next door, and are truly, absolutely, terrifyingly evil. When I was in the army, we had this one guy that came in. Now, he wasn't, full metal jacket, private joker level crazy, but he didn't care. He did not care about us as a platoon. He didn't care about none of this. And it was one of those things like, why are you here? He did something in the mess hall one day that got us smoked. We were in trouble, and the drill sergeants smoked us for about 3 hours till everyone was throwing up everything. And dude didn't have a care in the world. Even we were only out there for 3 hours because this dude wouldn't fall in line. And until, several of us had to step to him and like, dude, I will hurt you. Like, this is all because of you, and you better fall in line. And he wouldn't. And eventually he did enough, I guess, for us to be, unsmoked. And even though I was a leader, a platoon leader, a lot of the guys chose that night to give him a blanket party. Now, if you don't know, a blanket party is where in the middle of the night, they take your blankets and they throw a blanket over you, and several guys on each side of you hold the blanket down, and the other soldiers in there come with, I don't know, not really their belts, but maybe something in a towel, a combat boot, and they beat the shit out of you underneath this blanket, and you can't run, you can't move because you're being held down by a blanket. I did not participate in the blanket party, because not that I didn't think that he deserved it, but I don't get down like that. To me, I'm more like, hell, if somebody got a problem to him, they should step to him and fought his ass one-on-one. Go on back here to the back of the showers and beat that ass. You gonna fall in line. But because he had that crazy factor, a lot of people didn't want to step to him one-on-one because they're like, he's easily the kind of guy that would have a training accident when we're on the range or something. I didn't mean to shoot him in his head. It just, it was a misfire. I never slept the entire time I was in basic. I never slept soundly. I was kind of, and that's just my background, my upbringing. I was kind of slept with one eye open. And things did not get better with that guy. I don't know what happened to him. He probably went on to become a decorated soldier. Probably, got more kills and, hot zone than anybody else. As a mercenary in real life, an assassin or something. Ain't no telling. Evil can be anywhere. Hello, Governor. This is Rekkai Steed, nupefromdaville. I'm going to make this real short. This is my response to the movie Se7en. Syntell and I did a reaction to the movie Se7en. I can't believe that I had never watched Se7en before. I heard it was a good movie, but because I don't watch horror movies, it always fell on the side that I know it's a suspense or thriller or whatever, but I was just like, it may be too much for me, so And Syntell talked me into it just like he did Aliens. Great movie. David Fincher, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey, Gwyneth Paltrow. Right, fantastic movie. The thing is, in them dealing with Kevin Spacey's character, Brad Pitt kept writing him off as a nut job. He's batshit crazy. And it's easy to do that because you can't prescribe logic to some of the things that people do. When people are on that different plane, they just evil. You can't take normal logic, and even that's something in itself. Because what is normal? Just because most of the group of us prescribe to something does not mean it's normal. That just means what is agreed upon. Doesn't mean it's normal. David Spacey's character thought he was on a crusade. He was preaching, and he was definitely driven by some type of religious, being some sort of zealot, where even most preachers, pastors, what have you, would be like, no, he crazy. I did a deep dive, and I was actually talking about Star Wars, the Acolyte series, but I was talking about duality. And I was talking about how in every person is the propensity for good and evil. However, some people are just evil, and you don't know until you recognize it, until you see it. That dude in basic training was evil. And I have had the bad luck to be around a few more people in my life that I consider to be evil. Now, some evil, like, I don't even want to be on the same street. I don't even really want to be in the same city as this person, because something is off. And then I've been around people who, I don't know, just see delight in pettiness and strife and are evil. And it's intentional, but it's a different type of evil. And not so much that they want to see you have bodily harm inflicted upon you, but to cause chaos and complete disruption to your life. Yeah, absolutely. But what we're talking about here is pure evil, destruction. That's what Kevin Spacey was in this movie. The patience, the methodical nature, and just the 100% completely evil way of thinking. Because of them taking out people that they consider bad means that they also do not consider people can be redeemed. And that means that they have chosen to be judge, jury, and executioner. Which, since we're talking about it from a religious standpoint, means that you are now the angel of death. And I'm sure the angel of death, being at that job, do they just go and pick up people who have made it to the death stage of life? Or do they inflict the harm on people to lead them to the death stage of life? And I truly believe it's the former, not the latter. That the angel of death is not the executioner, he's just the deliverer. That's neither here nor there. When we watch movies like this, we are taken aback and sometimes amazed at the nature of people. And what we don't realize is that people like that are in our midst all the time. You have to be careful at how you deal with people, because what you really don't want is people to end up dealing with you. A lot of times you can't get away from your past, and depending on what type of chaos you inflict in your past, some things can come back to find you, bite you in the ass. But that's different than horrible people. You know, we laugh about evil people, and you see there was a Adam Sandler movie, maybe Billy Madison, where Billy, when he was younger, he was a jackass and he terrorized kids or whatever, and he called this one dude and apologized for being a bully and being an asshole when they were in school. And the guy thanked him and said, thank you very much. And then he pulled out a piece of paper and he crossed Billy Madison's name off the list of people that he was going to kill. And in a moment, that's funny. But that's also a reality. There are people out there that have a grudge on you for some shit you did in second grade. And even though you think you have turned your life around and you're no longer the asshole that you once were, they will come and find you and chop your ass up into little pieces and you will have no idea. And it's all because you remember when you pushed me down and took my milk in the first grade, and you're like, what? I don't even remember that. Are you sure it was me? I didn't even go to your school. There are people out here that their brain does not work the same way as everybody else's. I don't think my brain works the same as everybody else's. However, that does not mean I'm not looking for the get back. I'm trying to keep peace in my life. I got 4 kids that drive me absolutely insane, and they keep putting all these, grayish pieces in my beard, and I just, listen, I need peace. You hear me? Peace. But evil is very real and it's out there. I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm sure that you've heard of this. If you're on this channel, I'm sure that you know the reference I'm going to make. In the movie The Dark Knight, Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne is talking to his butler, Alfred, and Alfred says to him, some people want to tear down the existing social and political institutions rather than build them. Some people just want to see the world burn. And that is a hard thing to wrap your head around. Like the Joker in that movie, you know, got all the cash or whatever, and, you know, robbed, you know, some of the other drug dealers and big time people in class and had like a mountain of cash. And one of the bad guys said, you know, you're not going to get away with this. You can't just rob him and take all his money. And the Joker said, who told you I was taking any money? And then he lit, you know, took a lighter and set the entire pile of cash ablaze. We think that people are easily motivated by certain factors, money, love, jealousy, things like that. Some people are not. It's pure chaos. And they just want to see the world burn. This is Rekkai Steve, nupefromdaville. Make sure you check the link in the description to see our reaction of Se7en. Leave a like, drop a comment, share this video. And if you have not, please subscribe. It's gotta be about this. But more importantly, it's gotta be about this.